In some vehicles, there's just that sweet spot, and BMW does it with the M Sport models. BMW of Wesley Chapel gives us the 2023 BMW M550i X-Drive in Alpine White over Mocha Nappa leather. Not only are you saving over $28,000 over the M5, inside we'll have more leg space than an Audi S6, more interior space than a Mercedes AMG E53, more cargo than a Genesis. This is a supercar performance numbers for a real world drive. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over all the specs and details starting now. M550i will be the most expensive variant, and it should be because you're housing more or less an M5 engine underneath here, starting with your M50 badging that works into your active kidney grille, brushing into your LED headlamps and daytime runnings. On the lower, you get the gloss black, and in the interior, you're going to get the matte black. So I like the function because it gives a two-tone with it. Yet again, the best weight distribution at 54.7, 45.3 when you're looking at any of the comparison of the vehicle, set with these 20-inch 5 double-spoke alloy wheels with the M brake calipers in red, 4-piston setup in the front, a single floating caliper in the rear. M Sport differential with adaptive M suspension, double wishbone front and a multi-link rear, a length at 195.8 inches with a wheelbase at 117.1 inches, the curb weight at 4,383 pounds with a dynamic stance, even though this is not a full-blown M. So I do like that you're getting all these components in that savings when you're looking at an M5. Going back to the S6, you're gonna have that slope roof line, so it's going to lose a little bit of headspace. Mercedes AMG E53 is going to be a little bit longer. The Genesis G80 is going to be a little bit cramped. For the interior, LED tail lamps with the gloss black spoiler, M550 badging. On the lower, you get the dual free-form exhaust system with your rear diffuser, kick to open or power trunk, going into 18.7 cubic feet, which is the most compared to all of the competition. You'll have your 12-volt right here, a storage compartment on both sides, a little cubby. You can split fold the rear bench in the back at a 40-20-40 split. That's going to increase the cargo to this sedan, but we have a twin-turbo V8 underneath here. We need to go inside, start up this M550i so you can hear that exhaust note. You get the beefy exhaust note because this is no inline 6. This is a V8 underneath. And that's something that the rivals, you're gonna have to spend over 6 figures in order to get, and they back the performance with a 4.4 liter BMW twin power turbo V8, producing 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed sport automatic transmission, achieving 17 to 25 mpgs. That's good for a 0 to 60 at 3.6 seconds, with a quarter mile around 11.8 seconds. Now all these numbers, what do they equate to? This is the fastest variant, comparing it to what I've been talking about throughout the review. If you compare this to an M5, you're about 0.4 seconds slower. So when you're starting to think, should I spend around $28,000 to get that? You're getting almost the same performance. 0.4 seconds is not going to be a huge or significant difference. So everyday drive, that ticks the box. Track, you can always tune this yourself. Going back to the Audi S6, gonna be slower. 444 horsepower is what you're gonna house there. Going to the Mercedes AMG E53, the same thing. The speed is in the 4 seconds for your 0 to 60. The quarter mile is over 12 seconds. So this is going to be the fastest and the most dynamic. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2023 BMW M550i. As we go inside, go over to the tech and take this for our drive. Going inside, the M550i is gonna start off with 38.4 inches of headroom, 41.4 inches of legroom, multi-way power seat adjustment for the driver and passenger, heated and ventilated seats, perforated contrast stitching. The dashboard gets the wood inlays with the ambient lighting that makes it a 2-tier with your heads-up display, 12.3 touchscreen with navigation. We got the pinch and the swipe. Click onto the home button so you can see all the apps. This is your quick wedges. We have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. Switch it to reverse. We have a 360-degree reverse camera with automatic parking and backup assist. You can click onto this little car icon here for your 3D view, in which you could click onto all of these little icons to see all around the perimeter of the vehicle. And the car wash adds the trajectory in the front, so it makes it easy so you don't curb any of your upgraded wheels. Working underneath it, the gloss black and the satin aluminum takes over with a lot more button functionality. For your dual climate control settings, the wood inlays opens up to a wireless charging pad, a USB, and a 12 volt. Your cup holders, I would say you could probably fit about a 20 ounce without any issues. The gloss black takes over yet again with your iDrive, and this is touch configurable, so you can actually use this to go onto your navigation. Make an A.
B, Z, L.
And it's pretty easy as you're seeing. It's going to be more sport derived here. Open up inside and you get a USB port and a smaller storage compartment. Going onto your 3-spoke leather wrap heated M steering wheel. It's obviously multi-function with the paddle shifters, 12.3 digital gauge cluster that can change from your modes. And you can also change it with the BC button, like always, so you can see everything on the right side where your tachometer is. Heads-up display, and the dash gives a nice little pattern, and it tapers into the center, going into your upgraded Harman Kardon sound system, ambient lighting, and the wood inlays with the satin aluminum. Memory for both the passenger and driver, one touch up and down for all the windows. It's pretty soft for your elbows with the contrast stitching, more of the Harman Kardon, and a deep storage pocket. Just tapers off towards the back. For the back seats, I'm at 37.5 inches of headroom, 36.5 inches of legroom, more legroom than the S6 and the Mercedes-Benz. 2 USB-C ports and a 12 volt with 2 storage trays, air vents in the center, storage behind both of the front seats. The door panel gets your manual sunshades. This, it's okay, but when you start getting to the $90,000 price point, I'd like to see it power. You get the wood, you get the ambient lighting, the satin aluminum, one touch up and down with the contrast stitching, and it's soft for your elbows with about the same size storage pocket as you get in the front. Sitting into the center headroom is going to be a little bit of an issue. Same thing with leg, feet, butt, and shoulder space. Even though it's a wide vehicle, it is a little bit tight because the way the seats bulge on the sides, either on the passenger or driver. So it kind of pushes everybody together, making it a little bit more tight. 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, which is the same as an M5. Here we go. It's insane. The brakes, you don't have to worry, they're in brakes. Weight distribution, you can take some corners. This is an M550i at the end of the day. So it's a family-driven vehicle. Practicality kind of gets thrown out the door when it's a twin-turbo V8. However, if you're in this price point, I don't necessarily think it's unpractical because you're already at around $90,000. So when you start getting into these price points, you really stop thinking about economics in your fuel. You stay planted. I mean, this thing pushes you into the seat. It is definitely a functional family vehicle too because of how much room you have inside. Interior noise does start coming in a little bit, but these are upgraded wheels, so we can kind of disqualify a little bit of that. And really, this is like a grown-up M4 the way I look at it, because you're getting so much performance numbers out of it, and you're right at the same price as an M4 competition. Going back to the variants of a Audi S6. Awesome vehicle. The 444 horsepower, if it was me, I would just go and downgrade to a RS5, so that way I feel a little bit more sporty in the Sportback. I don't necessarily need the length. As for the interior space, it's going to be a little bit less, obviously less cargo. This is going to be more oriented for that. When you get into Mercedes AMG E53, awesome vehicle. The price point, it does escalate more than the Audi, and you're going to have some more performance numbers, but it's also going to be slower as well. So when you're looking at, well, this is the most expensive variant MSRP to MSRP, yes, but you're at over a half a second to a second depending on variants, and the performance that's out underneath this goes with vehicles that are over $100,000. Now that's going to take me to the things that I like and dislike, and starting off with what I like is this is still a family-oriented vehicle, daily driven car, and it's track worthy. You tune this thing and it's going to be crazy because it's more or less the same vehicle as an M5, just detuned. The second thing that I like is this has the largest trunk and space in the interior opposed to all of the rivals. And you don't think of something like this when you're getting 0 to 60s and quarter miles this fast, that it's almost a track-driven vehicle. You're not thinking, I'm gonna go to a grocery store and pick up groceries for the kids and then run to soccer. Not with a performance variant animal. The last thing that I like is when you put it into Sport or Sport Plus, the seats contour a little bit tighter so you know that you're ready to hit the gas pedal. And I'm in comfort, and look what it can do. Just flies past everybody. Three things that I dislike: this does not come standard with soft closed doors. You're at 90 grand price point, just throw that in. The second thing goes into the back door panels. The sunshades are not power. The last thing that I dislike is it does not feel that athletic in the interior because we have wood interior specs. Why didn't they just put a standard carbon fiber or give us more gloss black? Because the wood makes me feel like I'm in a luxury sedan, not something that has over 500 horsepower twin turbo V8. Turn radius at a stop point is going to get about 2 in a part lane. Let's just rock and roll. Smile on your face to go to work. You can do that every single day when you spend 90 grand. You still get a little bit of that exhaust note around 2 RPMs, but once you put it into Eco Pro, you don't hear nothing. I kind of wish they would have added a dual pane window setup for the side windows because it would have made it a lot more, but the sound damping isn't that bad. Just when you upgrade the wheels, you will hear it a little bit more. If you are in the market for an Audi or Mercedes-Benz or even a Genesis, spending a few extra $1,000s is going to get you a lot more performance, plus the luxury that's captured into it, because in the Audi you're not going to get this many power seat adjustments. The same thing into the Mercedes. You're going to have to up and go into another level in which it hits over 6 figures. So anything under 6 figures to get what you're getting with luxury and performance, it's really hard to say anything other than an M4 competition in which it's a BMW at the end. If you go into a full-blown M5, awesome vehicle, but $28,000 of savings, I mean, you can go and put a down payment on a house and still enjoy your BMW M550i and tune it for a few $1,000s and probably be just as fast, if not faster, because you got all of the M work inside this car. I'd like to thank BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2023 BMW M550i for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being a part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video and the subscribe button. Check out the Instagram, merchandise, and website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.